The ocean is one of the most relaxing places to be, especially if you have a beach house right by the water. But some beach houses come with a dark past that sometimes even the ocean can't wash away. True beach house horror stories, where we bring you terrifying tales from real beach houses that will make you never want to go near the ocean again. A Reddit user posted, "My family and I were renting a beach house in Cape Cod a few years ago." A Reddit user posted, "When I was 23, I was working at a beach house for the summer. The house was beautiful, but the owners were very strange." If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave us a like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our awesome videos. Also, be sure to leave us a comment down below letting us know which story was your favorite. Maybe you've had a creepy experience at a beach house yourself. Who knows? You might even share your own story for a chance to be featured in one of our upcoming episodes. All that's left to say is thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Creepypasters. They would pop in unannounced and seemed generally uncomfortable with us being there. One evening I was cooking dinner and the owner popped in. She thanked me for looking after their house and said she was glad I was alone. I was confused, but figured she meant because I was the only staff member staying in the house during the week. After she left, I shrugged it off and finished making dinner. However, I was disturbed when I found a hidden camera in the corner of the living room, pointed towards the couch. I immediately quit. That was the weirdest thing I'd ever heard, till the owner texted me asking why I left early and why I didn't finish my work. I explained about the camera, and she said that she and her husband liked to watch people on the couch, and that they would never have known I was there. Then she asked if I would mind continuing to stay there and do other things while they watched through the camera. Needless to say, I declined. Moral of the story, don't rent out your creepy beach house to strangers. It was an older home with lots of creaky floorboards. I used to go to Myrtle Beach every summer and stay in this one specific beach house. It was huge, with 6 or 7 bedrooms, and could easily sleep 15 or 20 people. We had the same room every time, which also had a door that opened onto a balcony with 2 chairs and a small table. One night, I think around 2 or 3 a.m., I was awoken in my bed to what sounded like a woman screaming in pain. I assumed it was just some rowdy college kids being stupid and having a party on the beach or something. You know how drunk college kids are. But then every night for the next week, I would hear the same exact scream at the same time. It was always followed by what sounded like dragging metal moans. I told my parents, but they just kind of laughed it off. One night I got so fed up that I walked out onto the balcony to investigate. I could feel the wind snatching the words right out of my mouth. I looked down and saw nothing but sand in the ocean. I couldn't see any houses near me, and no one was on the beach. I eventually went back inside and just tried to sleep. But yeah, I never did figure out what that sound was. The second night we were there, around 4 a.m., my son came into our room crying because he had a nightmare. My husband and I comforted him and brought him back to his room. Turned the TV on for him so he wouldn't be scared, and we went back to our room. Shortly after, we heard loud footsteps in the hallway. We assumed it was my son, but when we checked, he was still in his room watching TV. Then we started hearing what sounded like screams in the vents. Obviously, we were freaked out sitting in our room not knowing what was out there. Then we started hearing what sounded like footsteps and screams in the walls near where my son's bed was. So we got up to check on him again, only to find him sitting in bed calmly watching TV. At this point, we were terrified and unsure what to do. So we all slept in our room together. The next morning after, of course, not sleeping at all, we went downstairs to make some coffee. As we're standing there talking, my son starts asking questions about the house, like, who was that? And what was that noise? When we told him we didn't know, he replied, I knew I wasn't the only one in the house last night. I kept hearing footsteps in the walls, and then I heard someone scream, get out, get out, get out. Then he started banging on the walls and doors. I wish I was kidding. The poster then updated. Yesterday I decided to take the plunge and buy the house. It was the cheapest home on the market by far, and I couldn't pass it up. I guess the previous owner knew something we didn't, or maybe they just wanted to get rid of it fast. Either way, it's mine now. Wish me luck. Well, good luck with that. I think I would have run in the opposite direction after hearing that. But hey, you get the cheapest house on the market for a reason. I hope it doesn't end up haunted. Before we start, make sure to subscribe for more. Welcome back to another episode of Creepy. Coming up, our first story is called Evil Beach House. For our next story, we have Beach House Guest. For our final story, Beach House Ghost. A Reddit user posted, "When I was younger, my family." Well, that's all we have for you today.